If you're wondering what effort levels are in Pokemon Legends Arceus, or you're wondering what happened to IV levels of the previous Pokemon games, then don't worry, we're going to explain everything for you in this video here, and if you do find it helpful, make sure to click like down below, and make sure to let us know any tips, questions, or advice down in the comments below. In past Pokemon games, we've had things called EVs for effort values and IVs for individual values. These systems were essentially used to determine the stats of the Pokemon and are the thing responsible for the large variation in stats among untrained Pokemon of the same species. And in past Pokemon games, by understanding how these work, you could basically make sure that you got a very strong Pokemon by having max IVs or EVs. However, in Pokemon Legends Arceus, they've actually changed the way that this works, and instead they've given us a thing called effort levels. You may have already noticed that when you capture Pokemon and check their stats on the summary screen, that they have a number with a little progression bar next to it for each of the different stat types. This number will change every time you capture a different kind of Pokemon and will usually range between 0 and 3. These numbers are the effort levels of your Pokemon, and they're independent to each of the different stat types. The higher this effort level gets for each of the stats on your Pokemon, the more powerful it will become for that particular stat. This means that if you want to make your Pokemon more powerful, or in fact the most powerful that that species of Pokemon can be, you want to reach effort level 10 for each of these stats, or at least the stats that matter for that particular Pokemon. I say stats that matter because some Pokemon are special attack focused while others are physical attack focused, and it's not worth maxing out the opposite attack type stats since you won't be using it on that type of Pokemon. A perfect example is Gengar, who has very high special attack and much lower physical attack, so doesn't use physical attack moves, so doesn't necessarily need it maxing out. So if you are wondering why some Pokemon you catch have higher starting effort levels than others, it's because IVs are kind of still a part of the game behind the scenes and affect the effort level of the Pokemon once you catch it. So some Pokemon may have up to effort level 3 in different stats, while others may have level 2, 1, or 0. You may think that this means if you've caught a Pokemon with level 0, 1, or 2 effort levels, that it is not very good. This is however not true because there are multiple items in the game that can commonly be found that actually can raise the effort levels of your Pokemon and bring them up to speed and even stronger at higher levels. The items that you use to do this are the different named grit items that are basically this mysterious item that raises the effort level for one of the Pokemon stats, and there's 4 different grit items that basically have different capped thresholds to raise these effort levels. So to raise your Pokemon's effort levels to level 3, you will need to use Grit Dust on each stat to bring it up to level 3. Once you've reached level 3, Grit Dust will no longer be compatible for that Pokemon. That's when you move up to the next tier of Grit item called the Grit Gravel, which is similar to the Grit Dust, however will take your Pokemon's effort levels from 3 all the way up to level 6. Then after that we move on to the Grit Pebble, which is similar to before, except it will take our Pokemon's effort level threshold from 6 all the way up to 9. And then finally we have the Grit Rock, which we can use to raise our Pokemon's effort level from 9 to 10, which will be the maximum. Each effort level in your Pokemon's stats will actually give you a bonus to that particular stat, and this bonus increases at each threshold of the different grit items. So you get a bigger jump in stats from level 3 to 4, from level 6 to 7, and level 9 to 10. Essentially, if you want to get your Pokemon to be even stronger than it currently is, then you need to focus on the Grit, Dust, Gravel, Pebble, and Rocks to raise their effort levels all the way up to 10 in the stats that matter to that Pokemon. So if you found this explanation helpful, make sure to click like down below and let us know in the comments what you think of the change from EVs and IVs to effort levels that can be increased with these items. If you want to know more about Pokemon Legends Arceus, tips, advice, locations, and things like that, click the link on the screen now. Don't worry, we've got you covered.